What's up, guys and gals? It's time for another chapter review for Star Strike It Rich Chapter 50. We've hit the big 5-0, and I'm just going to be straight with you guys. I'm disappointed. I'm immediately disappointed with the chapter because it's just playing us. And I know why they did this. They're just trying to set up a new tag team battle. We needed a reason for them to get involved. We needed a reason to showcase a new tag team, 2-on-2 type of fight. I get it. But it's still so paper thin that it did bother me. Like, the first 3 pages bothered the shit out of me in this chapter. I'm not going to lie to you guys, right? So, because the whole reason, alright? The whole reason, the most level-headed people, the ones heading the Valkyria, and they even make jokes about this in the first 3 pages. But it's not funny because it's literally the reason they were sent in the first place. So the whole reason that Nozomi, Ichigo, Rika, why they didn't go was because, obviously the Niwa group and the Boya group, they don't get along, right? Invite or no, they don't get along, so no, they're at odds right now. They're competing, both on the mafia side of things, plus the underground women's fighting sort of things. So no, so Hina volunteers to go, and they're like, oh no, we can't send her unsupervised. So who do we send? We send Lee and Sarah, and it's like, okay, we're gonna send these two. All right, well, an odd, quartet of people, but whatever, an odd trio, but sure, send them. We'll see what happens. The opening part of the chapter is her literally announcing to the fine whatever, now piss off Matrix Reloaded door, is literally, hi, we're from Valkyria. We're here, we're from there, and we want to be a part of, we want to be a part of the fights. And the bodyguard, the doorman, is literally like, you mean the 2 mafia families right now that are at war, that hate each other, and we're both trying to destroy each other as a competition. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm not letting you in. And then she's shocked, like it. I know it's meant for comedic effect. Bothered the living shit out of me. Not gonna lie. Because then, even the bodyguard, or the doorman, whatever you want to call him, 3 pages later, even says, hey, maybe next time, try lying. Because he feels bad for how bad these people are at going undercover. He feels so bad for them that he gives them advice not once but twice. First he says, okay, I'm not letting you in here, so you fucked up regardless of your recommendations. But there's this other one called the Frill Fight, the Final Fight, the Flowery Fight, whatever the fuck it's called. Don't care. Anyways, it's where they end up in this place. But he said, hey, all right, I feel he feels bad because they're that stupid, and says, well, maybe try this place and stuff. And they're like, all right, well, the night's not over and we will not go back empty-handed. And then he literally says, as they're leaving, maybe don't announce that you're literally from the rival competition, that we're trying to put a bullet between the eyes. Maybe next time don't fucking do that. And I'm just like, I know this is supposed to be funny, but it's not. It's not funny at all. It's stupid because the whole last chapter, half of the last chapter, was literally trying to avoid and go incognito. And these characters aren't so beloved. You know what I mean? At this point, 50 chapters in, they haven't really been that focused on outside of the ring. They're not such well-rounded, beloved characters at this point that we can go, oh, that's that common trope. You know what I mean? Of course. And it's like, dag nabbit, it's... We haven't established Wile E. Coyote traps going off in his face every time yet. You know what I mean? We haven't reached that level with these characters. So it's not funny. It just comes off lazy, stupid, and why the hell would they ever agree to send this trio? It just makes our three main characters, it makes them look so incompetent and stupid because they immediately said, absolutely not, we're not sending Hina anywhere by herself. But yeah, with you two, it's going to be fine. And then it's not even Hina that fucks up. You know, like, it just shows their incompetence. So I don't find it funny. I find it kind of dumb. And it's just played for a lull so they can get into this tag team fight. And I feel like you could have done that. You could have easily written that with another, like, by chapter 51. You could have easily done that another way. So I'm very critical of this chapter. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't like this because the whole chapter is, oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid 3 times in a row. And now, we're now caught ourselves up into maid outfit tag team fighting. Yay. Just to get to the point of tag team maid outfit fighting. I feel like I don't care that we're into this fight. The choreography is probably going to be good. It's going to be interesting because it's Hina and Sarah up against these twins, by the looks of it, in this final flowery fight deal. You know, they pinch hit because they're like, because when the bodyguard guy, the doorman, sends them to this place, they immediately say, sorry, well, all the tickets are sold out, so sorry. So Lee looks stupid not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row in one chapter, and she's supposed to be the caretaker and handling Hina right now. Yeah, so yeah, the comedy was not hitting me whatsoever. I just thought this was a waste of my time, kind of dumb, and then it was just an excuse for us to get into this tag team fight. Way better ways. I could just spitball in here right out of the gate. How about they get into the original arena that they were going for, right? This I forget what it's called, but the one they were actually trying to get into with the Boya group or whatever. They get into this one, right? And then somebody pisses somebody off and said, hey, you know, it's a free-for-all right now. We're having a special event tonight. How about you step in the ring and put your money where your mouth is, bitch? You know what I mean? Literally could have done that. Would have been more acceptable. I actually kind of expected it. Because that shit sort of writes itself. But somehow, we decide to do all this. And it's just not that funny. It just makes everybody look incompetent. It makes over 6 characters, 6 main characters, look incompetent as fuck. And that's not funny, you know? When 3 of them are supposed to be actually relatively intelligent, and this was the whole reason on sending them on a reconnaissance mission in the first place. Like, this isn't Archer. This isn't The Office. Like, we're not supposed to accept that Steve Carell is a moron for 8 years in a row and just accept that fact. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't hit for me. Now, granted, now that we've gotten here to this point, and obviously this is the bad writing excuse to get to this point, now that we're here, I am intrigued. I am intrigued by this fight. That is the plus of this chapter. I am intrigued by this tag battle fight. I'm very intrigued by how they're going to do it because they end off the chapter with using a shield and get a clean hit. I'm sure it was blocked at the last minute. We'll find that out next chapter at the beginning of 51. But it was really interesting to see the tag team style, and of course it's one of those, like, Power Rangers did this, for God's sake. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers did this. They all do this. It's like, Jason and Tommy are the best fighters, or whatever character, doesn't matter. Anime, TV shows, whatever. It's like, individually they're great fighters, but they're not. They might individually be stronger than either the tag team, but since they cannot coordinate, you know, it's the kids' lesson. It's kids' cartoons, right? You need to learn how to work together. You need to know how to gung-ho, you know? You need to learn how to work together. And teamwork is essential for these battles. You might individually be stronger than either of those opponents, but because they're working together, you will never overcome them if you don't trust your teammates and power of friendship. And it's the same old thing. Now, will it be done a little more seriously here? Sure. But we've seen this 1,000 times. So I'm just looking forward to the good choreography of a tag team fight. between Lee lost in the rock paper scissors competition for which of the three would join in the tag team. So it's Hina and it's Sarah. So Sarah, Yukihira, and Hina, of course, against these two sisters or whatever. And I do think it's going to be very interesting because, as I said, the ending page was Sarah was even shocked by the fact that she used one sister was an opening, like you could easily fire a punch at her, but her whole job was to be the wall, so you couldn't see the knee or the kick coming from the backside, and using one of your teammates as a shield. So a little more sacrificial lamb style of teamwork, as it were. Should be quite interesting, I think. So yeah, 50 disappointed me in the fact that, yeah, we did all that just to set up this fight, which could have been set up in about 4 pages less and written better. But, you know, other than that, we're into the fight now. So 51, I'm looking really forward to 51. I think 50 was kind of weak from a writing perspective, but it is what it is. Not every chapter, even a series that you love, your favorite series of all time, your favorite TV show, your favorite movie, you know, you're always going to be able to recognize that not every minute, not every chapter, and not every episode is flawless, right? So that just happens to be this my opinion right now for chapter 50 of Star Strike It Rich. Didn't really like the chapter, but obviously not every chapter is going to be perfect. So looking forward to chapter 51, however, now that we've done this weird setup chapter, we're into I think a very interesting fight from a choreography perspective, so that should be good. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. We'll see you back here for chapter 51 of Star Strike It Rich. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Have a good one. See ya.